Greetings, bloggers, vloggers, followers, and potters. Dustin here from Dustin's Dynasty with another edition of this week's vlog. If you haven't got to know me very well, my name is Dustin. I'm a middle-aged autistic man. I've been living this autism thing most of my life and was diagnosed at the age of 13 in 1998. I've been living on my own for 7 years plus, and I have had a job in the same place for almost 16 years now. And life goes on. And as we continue to age and grow, so does autism and the things that come in our way. And today is the first podcast or vlog of 2026. And it's a nice way to start 2026 in a good mindset and a good way to start the day off in a right way and have good intentions and have the year in good intentions. And that is what I have, my intentions to be. I intend to start the new year off right by working to be my best every day and do what I need to do to take care of myself. Even if it costs other things, it is more important to take care of my mental health and make it a priority each and every day, along with autism being a part of that. It is a part of what I need to do to care for myself, no matter what has to be sacrificed in order for that to happen. And it has been a long, almost over 7 years for me to finally understand that, to understand why it is important, why I have to do the things that I have to do, and to let go of old behaviors and old habits, old beliefs, old flawed thoughts once and for all, and start to realize that in 2026, it brings a new year and a new opportunities onto us. And that is what we have. That's how I have to think of it. I had to learn that I had to let go of what I had long done or long believed and things that weren't really the best in the best interest of myself and start to live a better mindset, live a better attitude, live a better wanting to do things, well knowing and understanding how things work for me to be well and what issues that I have to tackle on my own naturally to make things better for me and have the things that I want and be able to do the things that I want. And knowing that it only gets better if I start to make the right choices to take care of myself, the right choices to do the right things. If you can't see it, you can't see sometimes how, if you're not taking care of your mental health, how the disease can override you and make you feel so down and out about yourself, or see how what the damage you are doing, how you are scaring people, how people are concerned about you, what things that you see, what happens when people don't take care of their mental health, or how things happen when people don't take care of their mental health. And I was tired of living that for so long that I finally understood that I had to do whatever it took to make sure that I had to do whatever it took. And that meant having to accept hard things, accept reality, and accept that, not I didn't have to live in fear, nor did I have to live in a sense where I thought things that were bad were going to happen and things I couldn't do were going to happen. I had to let that go, and I had to start believing what could happen, what would happen, what would make things better for me, what mattered more than anything, and what was wrong, and if it didn't seem normal, then why was I doing it? And knowing that if it didn't seem normal, then I had to do what was right by me and make the right decisions to start doing what I need to do. And, a lot of people say that, when you have a new year, you have a, um, a fresh slate to do the things that you want to do, or the changes you want to make, or the habits you want to make. And while the habits that you make are indeed smaller and indeed something that you need to do sometimes, in addition to other things like having a word of the year or a song of the year, then those things, are a part of the life and a part of what's expected to be done. But it's taking things slow, making things a habit, actually putting what you need to do into fruition and making it happen, no matter how hard it is, no matter what it takes. It's doing what you need to do, making your mental health a priority, as it should be for every human being going forward in 2026. We talk a lot about, I used to talk a lot about anti-stigma, fighting stigma, how people look at us, how people view us as autistic people. And sometimes that takes us as autistic people knowing that we have to do what we have the ability to do and make us be responsible to ourselves and honor what we are supposed to be doing and doing it because we know it is best for not only for us, but for when we are around others and how we conduct ourselves around others and how it can make a big difference in making things better for us when we do those things. And while that can be a literal tough pill to swallow, sometimes we just have to do it. And for me, I finally had to understand and I got the message in my own mind loud and clear that things have to be the way they are just because that's how they are. And even though I had long believed I didn't need things or that, things were this way because of this, this, and this, that was sometimes the disease or sometimes more of what I was feeling at that moment. But in that moment, I was so much in those moments when I wasn't my best, was when I was in my worst and I was in great denial about things that I needed for myself. My mental health and was not in my best interest, and I was not taking care of myself in the way that I needed to. But yet I was masking what I was doing. I was masking what I was feeling, and I was in denial about it. And eventually it came to me in a vision that I had to turn things around and start to do better. Because if I wanted to make it in 2026 as a better person, as the person that I wanted to be, then I had to do what I had to do and do it right once and for all. Be honest with myself and do what I needed to do because if there were things that I wanted to make the year great and make things right once and for all, then it was up to me to be the catalyst of change behind that and have the want and have the desire to do that. It couldn't come from anybody else forcing me to do things. Yes, they could give me advice. Yes, I could see the advice. But the reality is, I knew what I had to do all along, and I was ignoring it for so long, and I didn't want to believe it for so long. But it got to the point where I had to understand, and I had to realize that it was a necessity more than anything. And there was a necessity to make it more of a priority more than anything, because it was as if my life depended on it. And I had to start to do the right thing, no matter what it took, no matter the sacrifices that I had to make, no matter the discussions that I had to have, no matter the fear that I had to fear. And what I had believed all along wasn't true because I never gave things a chance to work out for myself and see that they actually could and actually give them a chance to actually see if they could or were able to do the things that they were able to do and see that they could happen if I gave them a chance to get back to my old self and allow myself to grow even more in this world now that I've never really I don't want to say never, but didn't really give it a good hard chance at continuing to see what the longevity would be if I had started to make things well and be well and do what was well by people and start to make the right choices for the right reasons and know that it was more important than anything else. as it is to take care of your mental health always, no matter how hard it takes, no matter what questions you have to ask, no matter what sacrifices you have to make, or what you have to do in conjunction with caring for your mental health in a way that your physical health gets better and maintained, along with all the other seven other dimensions of wellness that make things what they are and make them be able to make yourself have the best life yet. It is deserving of you to have that. It is worthy of you to have that. It is something that everybody deserves to have. And it started, that I deserve it too, even though it's a different life, and even though it wasn't the life that at the time I believe I wanted. It was the life that had to be. And I have made sacrifices in the past, and, I still took care of my mental health and I still did what I needed to do. That was something that was never off the table before. So why in this life, when I wasn't doing what I needed to do, why did I think I needed to sacrifice it? Well, it was because I thought I had the world by my rear end and I thought that life could be my own. But I had learned it the hard way through too many mistakes and too many times of falling down and crashing out that just wasn't the case. And what had to be done has to be done. And whether I like it or not, that's the reality of it. And, I had to understand that if I didn't like what I liked about my body or anything else for that matter, I had to be the one to make the changes in the right, healthy way about going about that. And, if I say something, that in these 20 some years, 25, 26 years, that I have been taking my medication and I don't appreciate what the work has done on my body, then I actually have to be real about that too. And start doing what I need to do to combat that issue and fighting my food desires, wants, needs, and working to distract myself from those and start working on things that make it more positive going forward in 2026, like counting my calories, moving more, those sort of things, so that, I can't constantly blame, oh, it's the medicine that makes me want to eat. Oh, it's the medicine that makes me want to gain weight. I have to throw those feelings too out the window and say, I have to be the one that has to make better choices, has to be willing to make the change, has to be willing to do better in 2026 and make me the one that wants to be the catalyst for change in 2026. Start to do better, start to make good choices for me all around, along with that are all good for all parts of my body, my well-being, my mental, spiritual, behavioral, emotional, physical health, financial health. All of those things, they all matter, and they all matter equally. And by living in denial about certain things just doesn't make any sense, and it only hurts me when I don't care for myself. And I had to see that in ways that I not everybody gets to see, but in my way I got to see these things or read through the lines of these things and see that it's about me and caring for myself and making my mental health a priority today, always, no matter what it takes, no matter the sacrifices that have to be made, no matter what has to be done to make that a reality, it just has to happen. And that is what it takes. And as hard as it was for me to admit that, I knew it would never get better if I didn't do that. So, with that being said, I want to thank you for listening today. That was a great blog post. I hope we all have a good start to the year and start doing right. I don't think it was the first blog post of 2026, but maybe the second, but maybe being more grounded in 2026 made me see that. Again, I want to thank you, everybody who's following. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, follow, subscribe. I appreciate the new followers. If you haven't already liked this video, tap that notification bell and share it if you can, along with subscribing to my channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, X, Pinterest, TikTok now. under Dustin's Dynasty. I'm on the web. That address is dustinsdynastyusa.com. And lastly, I have a link tree with all my links, all my handles, everything you need to know about me. That is under Linktree and at slash Dustin's Dynasty. Again, I want to thank you for listening. Let's do this. Let's have a great new year. Remember, you are loved, you are matter, you are enough. Take care of yourselves. Let's have a good week, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you later.